Back at it again, and we've got an interesting topic of discussion today. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new. If you would like to help me out even further with this YouTube algorithm too, watch this video to the very end. It helps out tremendously. And shout out to everybody that has sent me a super thanks. I want to thank every single last one of you guys and everybody that shares these videos. I greatly appreciate all of the continued love and support. And thank you. I really do appreciate it. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, because I'm only one person, right? I can make videos, but I can't like push them out and put them in front of people. You guys do that by watching, liking, commenting, sharing these videos, right? Because you help out with the YouTube algorithm and directly sending it to folks. So I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right. And with that being said, let's dive in. Now, before we hop into today's video, I do want to say a couple of things. And as I said before, the left is getting desperate. The establishment is getting extremely desperate. Like, I'm ready to make a whole nother compilation video of people supporting Uncle Trump, right? I'm ready to make another one because that's how many clips and videos I've come across of people doing so. And I think the establishment sees the same thing that I see. They know and see the same things that we all see, you know? And the people at the top aren't stupid. As much as we would like to think, right, that the left is, you know, lights on, but nobody's home. The people at the very top are very, very intelligent individuals, and they see the writing on the wall. And, you know, you guys may remember, I've said that things are going to get crazy here. They're going to try anything and everything in order to stop Uncle Trump from taking office again. And lo and behold, they've been doing something else behind the scenes this entire time, as I suspected, you know, would happen. And there's going to be more things. Trust me when I tell you, there will be other things that come along and pop up out of nowhere. Like, hold on, wait, what is this? What's that? You know, there's going to be more things that pop up. And actually, Tucker Carlson, I believe it was Tucker Carlson, had mentioned that they may even go as far as starting a hot war, boots on the ground, a hot war, an actual war with Russia, which obviously would goodness gracious, you know, I don't put it past them. I truly don't, because as I said before, things are gonna get scary. It's gonna get darker before we see the light again. I'm just saying, prepare yourselves because it's gonna get rocky. All right. Now, the thing that we're going to be talking about today is their latest move to make sure that Uncle Trump can't win, because they see it coming. And when he does, they know what's going to happen. Shout out to Liberal Hive Mind for this clip. He really breaks everything down with perfection. So I'm going to let him take it away.
All right, folks, so here's the headline from the Gateway Pundit. Federal judge dismisses case trying to keep Trump off the 2024 ballot. A federal judge on Friday dismissed a lawsuit filed by a Florida lawyer who claimed Trump should be banned from the 2024 ballot for inciting an insurrection. The legal theory is based on Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution's 14th Amendment, which states public officials who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the U.S. must be disqualified from holding public office. Trump has not been charged with engaging in insurrection or rebellion against the United States. Judge Robin Rosenberg, a U.S. District Judge for the Southern District of Florida, ruled the attorney Lawrence Kaplan lacks standing to bring the suit. Plaintiffs' lack of standing to challenge defendants' qualifications for seeking the presidency, Rosenberg, an Obama appointee, wrote, adding that the injuries alleged from the insurrection on Capitol Hill more than 2 years ago are not cognizable and not particular to them. And of course, I'm sure we need a dictionary here whenever reading legalese. Cognizable is classified as perceptible, clearly identifiable, or within the jurisdiction of a court is the legal definition. Essentially, these little clown lawyers apparently have no standing to challenge Donald Trump's qualifications, or I guess eligibility, to seek the presidency. The judge also stated an individual citizen does not have standing to challenge whether another individual is qualified to hold public office. So these little ridiculous, frivolous Democrat lawsuits challenging Donald Trump seem officially dead in the water. And so I guess the only option left for Democrats and neocon losers is a political pressure campaign targeting Secretary of States on a state level. And trust me when I tell you that that's pretty much the next step here. That's going to happen. But even then, well, because it already is, was,
have reignited a debate over whether Donald Trump lawfully can be on the ballot in 2024 in their state. This dispute took off after an attorney who Trump endorsed for Senate, I should note, in 2020, urged the Secretary of State to review whether Trump is ineligible to run for office under the 14th Amendment. This, of course, bars any American official who has taken an oath to uphold the Constitution from holding future office if they later engaged in, quote, an insurrection or rebellion. The man behind this push in New Hampshire, Corky Messner, joins me now. Corky, of course, as I noted, bears repeating, you were endorsed by Trump when you ran for the U.S. Senate, I should note, and you recently met with New Hampshire Secretary of State to urge him to seek legal guidance on this issue before the Republican primary.
And my question is, what is the legal, right, definition of engaging in? Because the last time I checked, Donald Trump wasn't down there, knocking over barriers or walking in. So what is engagement? I feel like that's a weird, kind of my initial definition, the common sense definition, is actually doing the act, going in and walking in, breaking in, or whatever you want to call it, which if that's the case, Trump is innocent, completely innocent. So what is engagement? Engaging in an insurrection, engaging in, right? And also the last time I checked, and this is the thing as well, because I had a conversation with some folks about this too. He said peacefully, but of course, mainstream media never plays that part of the clip at all. They don't show that where he says peacefully, which is a very, very key word that they conveniently leave out. Peacefully. So again, what is engaging or engagement? What is that legal definition? If we have any lawyers or any judges possibly watching, can anyone let us know what is engagement? What is the legal definition? Because if just saying some words from a distance, right? Hey, do X, Y, and Z. And then you go off and walk another direction and go on about your business somewhere else. Is that engagement? Does that count as engagement if the person goes and does whatever? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm completely lost. I really am.
Why?
Well, it's an important issue, Caitlin.
No, it isn't.
And I think that because we're in the first in the nation primary here, it's important that this issue get decided as soon as possible, because if it gets decided after the first in the nation primary here in New Hampshire, then the New Hampshire voters will be disenfranchised. So he's seeking guidance from the Attorney General. I think that's a good move on his part, and everyone's awaiting his decision. And then based on that decision, we'll decide how best to proceed. It's, the Bott article that talks about this, it's very, very compelling that Donald Trump is in fact disqualified. And I know the Secretary of State has that article. I suspect he's read it. I suspect the Attorney General has read it. And I think it's an issue that needs to get to the United States Supreme Court just as expeditiously as possible, so we can get guidance from the court.
Former Trump-backed New Hampshire candidate tries to remove Trump from the 2024 ballot. Bryant Corky Messner was the Republican nominee for New Hampshire's U.S. Senate race in 2020. At the time, he touted his support for then-incumbent President Donald Trump. Well, he's now arguing that Trump should be removed from the ballot. A little effort was started in the state, but it seems like it's not going anywhere. New Hampshire Secretary of State backs down, not seeking to remove Trump from the ballot. New Hampshire Secretary of State David Scanlon told
Also, another thing, well, I'll say that to the end.
NBC News on Monday that he is not seeking to remove any names from the Republican primary ballot after Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk urged his supporters to call Scanlon's office following reports that Scanlon was weighing using the 14th Amendment to keep former President Trump off the ballot.
Oh, as I said the other day, guys, pick up that phone and start making some calls. Pick up that phone and start making some calls, baby. Let these folks know how you really feel. Let them know. I forgot, what were we talking about the other day? Because I said the same thing. I was like, pick up your phone and make a call. Call down to their office. Leave a voicemail if you have to, right? Call every single day. It's literally 5 minutes of your time. Not even 5 minutes, really. Not even. 2 minutes. Could be less than that. Could be 60 seconds. 60 seconds in an entire day is nothing. That's nothing. Takes you zero effort to just simply make a call. Make sure your voice is heard. I think that's really, really important, especially for us on the right, because you see the left doing it all the time. They always make sure that their voices are heard. Every single time that they have any type of issue, they make sure their voices are heard. It's time we make sure that our voices are heard. Peacefully, of course. We don't have to get violent like they do on the left. You know what I mean? We just making a phone call. That's it. We making a phone call. We letting these folks know exactly how we feel. And if they don't correct it, then they ain't getting put in again. Okay? It's that simple. It's that simple. We ain't voting for them again if they don't do what they need to do. And remember all these Republicans who claim to be Republicans that are doing absolutely nothing next election. Remember them. Every single one of them. As a matter of fact, give them a call too. Let them know how you feel about them. Peacefully, of course. You know, since we own a topic, peacefully. We don't have to get violent. I'm not advocating for violence. Just a phone call. Just a phone call.
Now, obviously, you'd have to be a complete lunatic Secretary of State to even attempt this, and in a relatively moderate state like New Hampshire, it's simply not happening. Well, there are some places where they might actually try to pursue this. You know, Michigan comes to mind immediately. Just searched it up, and of course the hunch was correct. State election officials prepare for efforts to disqualify Trump under the 14th Amendment. New Hampshire, Michigan, and Arizona are now bracing for lawsuits. So I guess in a way, there is a backup plan to the Democrat backup plan, but I mean, come on. As if this effort isn't going to backfire in spectacular fashion. We got rogue district attorneys indicting former President Trump during an election season. Now we're going to see rogue Secretary of States trying to force him off the ballot, which is obviously a legal issue that's going to end up at the Supreme Court in expedited fashion. But with the clear conservative majority on the Supreme Court, it's simply not going to stand. It's not going to happen. And obviously Democrats are taking a big gamble here, trying to push him off the ballot, trying to indict him. If they don't win these cases, I mean, theoretically, it should be pretty much as good as game over. If they indict President Trump and they don't have slam dunk cases, if they don't have the ability to present irrefutable evidence of serious felonies, which obviously is going to be hard, the January 6th case is incredibly weak. The documents case isn't exactly black and white, it's quite gray. You know, making that kind of a decision kind of depends on your interpretation of the Presidential Records Act. The Georgia case is using the RICO Act, assuming this massive conspiracy. The case has so many holes in it, so many assumptions. It's also legally speculative, making these grand assumptions of what the intent was and what was meant. And then on top of that, the New York case, a zombie case trying to bring from the dead an FEC investigation that pretty much already concluded and cleared Donald Trump of any wrongdoing. You know, it's going to be hard for any of this to stick. Well, if it doesn't stick, could you imagine how bad they're going to look? What that's going to mean to the average person casting their ballot? Apparently, all of them were trash cases that either went on forever and produced nothing, or fell flat and led to a total acquittal. Not exactly a good look, kind of adds to the whole witch hunt argument. Then on top of that, if Secretary of State's now attempt to pull him off the ballot, and that effort gets shot down by the Supreme Court, showing Democrats once again acting totally unconstitutionally. Again, you know, just adding to the list. Not a good look. The main ingredient to mass red pilling. People waking up and seeing exactly what's going on. Like I always say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's
Facts. Shout out once again, big shout out to Liberal Hive Mind for that clip. That's where that video came from. Go show him some love and support. He broke that all down to a T, just perfectly. I will add though, you know, like he was saying there at the end of the clip there, it is going to backfire in spectacular fashion if they don't get anything to stick, which a lot of legal experts say that they won't. Oh boy, they are in for it. In for it. I can't wait until we all see some of these very same elitists in cuffs. Oh, happy day. You know what I mean? I'm going to start singing. And I can't even sing. Okay? I can't sing at all. I'm going to spare y'all that today. Okay? I don't want y'all to leave quite yet. Okay? But yeah, man, it's just really going to red pill, like he said, an entire nation of folks. I mean, to the point where I honestly think Republicans will have a stranglehold for the next 30 years, 40 years. When all this fails and goes under and you see people get put in cuffs and Democrats are going to have that stain on them. They were always pointing the finger at Republicans, and yet the entire time it was actually them. When that all comes to the light for everyone in America, when it's no longer just a right-wing talking point, as they say, and we actually see these folks get put in jail, and it can't be denied anymore by the, by mainstream media. Oh boy. They are up Poops Creek without a paddle in sight. I tell you, man. I tell you. And the Trump train is barreling down the tracks currently, and they're trying everything they possibly can to stop it. And as y'all know with the train, you ain't easily stopping that thing. Y'all let me know what you thought about all of this in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.